Morning guys, welcome to the Maple Veg Patch. So it's Sunday morning, it's about 9 degrees, so it's not too warm but it's not cold. I think the sun's going to break out today, so it should be a nice day. So I said I wasn't going to do a weekly tour, allotment tour, and show you what we've been doing down here. So I've decided to go with a fortnightly and see if that's any better. So I hope you'll carry on following us and telling your friends and getting people to subscribe, sharing our page, etc. Don't forget, obviously, our Facebook group, the Maple Veg Patch. That's worth a look. Getting more and more members every few weeks, few days, whatever. So today, not much going on, to be honest. I'm just going to take you for a tour around, show you what we've planted in the past, and how it's getting on. I've got a couple of ideas about building my own greenhouse, and I keep going on about a greenhouse, don't I? But they are expensive, you know. When you're a tight budget, you can't fork out a lot of money for these type things. So we're trying what we've got for a minute, but I'm thinking about just buying some timber and constructing my own. On that, I don't know if you can remember from past episodes, and I kept going out a bit of land outside at shed. Well, on there, which is currently where I've got a few of my salad stuff in. And then I've got some. I'm going to start growing some first early potatoes that I had left over. I'm going to start putting them in these grow bags. So any hints or tips on that? You know, best thing to do. I've got 3 of these. So I'm going to have to buy quite a few litres of compost, and I've got some first earlies on shelf there that we didn't actually put in, so that's the reason for getting these bags, and see how we get on growing them in bags. I've got an idea of putting this, you can see this hose pipe behind me. I bought a tap the other day. So this tap, I don't know if you can see that, might be the wrong way around, but anyway, I'm going to put a stake right up the top end of the garden. I'll show you when I get up there, top end of the allotment I should say, and I'm going to run a hose over to the public water pipe, so that we've got water nearer to us, and I'm to walk or run a hose pipe all the way down there or whatever, and there'll be a little tap at the end. So I'll show you my idea with that and see what you think. And other than that, guys, I've got my tomatoes growing in my little tomato house at the side. I've got some seedlings coming on in a little poly type greenhouse thing, little 4-tier thing. I bought that from Wilco. It was only about £8 or something. So, you know, if that'll help us, all to the good. Carrots in the cold frame. Got some netting over the peas. Broad beans, I've only got 1-2 decent plants come through on my broad beans, so I might even just dig them out, because I've got some French beans growing from seed. I might put a row of French beans in there. So we'll have a look anyway. So I'll just get set up, and then I'll come back to you guys. Cheers. Right, so I'll take you for a tour around, show you some bits and bats I've just been talking about, and see what you think. So I'll just turn you. So coming out at shed, I take you up to my little 4-tier greenhouse type thing with some seedlings in. So we've got iceberg lettuce, cucumber, sweet peppers. On the top there's not much happening there, my green beans and French beans, whatever you want to call them. And some iceberg lettuce that are a bit overpopulated I think, but never mind. That's the golden delicious coming into leaf, bud, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you can see that. And then my salad bed, I've netted it, put some netting over this, stop birds eating it. I don't know if you can see that properly yet. So what my plan is for my greenhouse is on this edge here, down here and along, putting quite a decent base, building it up, putting a base, and then building a wooden frame and putting some of that sturdy polythene that you can get, you know, the industrial builders type polythene, pretty much like they do with polytunnels, that type of thing, but just making it a wooden frame and bolting it down to this bed that I've made. So that's something I'm going to measure up for and try and work out if I can do today. What we got in there, they're looking alright, aren't they? Oh, that's spinach. I'm going to start, I think I might put that in soon actually. Probably next weekend. I might have got a place where that's going to go. My little hose pipe. There's my blackberry cascade, still doing okay. Down the bottom here we've got sweet pea coming through. Only done half a dozen sweet peas. I think they'll go down bottom end because they grow quite tall apparently. Do you need some support from them as well? I'm not sure. But anyway, the tomatoes still coming on well. Look, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 tomato plants and 5 chilies. I'm just giving them a water, they're all a bit dry. So coming on here, tulips, 3 tubs of tulips, blackcurrant. Apparently these are blackcurrant, these. We had them given by a friend. Gooseberry, that's come well, hasn't it? Little gooseberry bush. Looking forward to see if that produces. Our bay tree, and obviously our willow tree. And then in here, don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see, but we have carrots coming through. So this is all full of carrots, this bed. There's some quite long ones there. I started them off at home, little seedlings, and I put them in. They seem to be a bit leggy, don't they? Anyway, there's carrots in. Then there's obviously the top goes, that plastic top goes on there. Nothing happening in this bed yet, but this is where I plan to put the spinach. Just a little row of spinach, if you like, or a little bed of spinach. And then my peas. I put my netting up for my peas. And there's his peas. Look, I started them off at home as well. Looks like they've been eaten by something. If you can see that, they look a bit threadbare, do them. And then these ones. Oh yeah, sorry, I started these ones off at home as well. This row here. They don't look too bad, them actually. I might have to start putting some support up for them soon. And then the broad beans I was telling you about, which are down here. That's the best. We've got that one, which is quite big, as you can see. The one next door, and then one down here. But I actually put a full row in, all the way down there, and all the way up there. But there's only them, what, 3, 4 that's come through, and they're full of holes. They've been eaten by something, as you can see. Look, well, that's not the best idea, but anyway, I think what I might do, I might take them out, to be honest. I might actually take them out and put my French beans down, a full row of French beans in there. And then this gap here, this gap going along, there's 2 rows actually of peas. That gap going all the way along there, I've just put the peas straight in the ground, the pea seed straight in the ground. So I ain't started them off at home, I ain't started them off in greenhouse. I've just got a little polyhouse thing, whatever you call them. I've just started put them straight into the ground and see how we get on with them. And then the potatoes. So we've got 3 rows of new first earlies, 3 rows of, yeah, that's right, we've got 2 rows of first earlies, another 2 rows of different type of first earlies, then 2 rows of second earlies. And then I plan to put some main crop in here, but obviously I've not much room left now, so I'll have to see how we get on with that. Nothing in that bed yet, but that's probably going to have cabbage in it, onions. There's my onions and my garlic. They're doing quite well. I've got I put a couple of sets in. I don't know if you can just see them there. coming through. We need a bit of weeding as well, it looks of it. Some grass growing. So I put 6 garlics in, but as you can see there's only them 4 that's doing anything. So yeah, when do you know when to harvest them? Not really sure, but anyway, no doubt we'll live and we'll learn as we go along. Excuse me. Nothing in that bed, but we will be doing something with it. Rhubarb. There's my rhubarb coming on well. That one's not doing so well though, look, little thing. But there you go, rhubarb's coming on very well. And then my strawberries. So out of the, I think it was 24 that I put in, there's just about 3, 4 on that's just not really come through. It's just an empty space where I had 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. But the others, as you can see, are doing quite well. Quite pleased with them. Quite pleased. Can't believe it. That's probably the first decent things we've grown. And then the pear tree in full bloom. As you can see, look, beautiful. And then my raspberries that I put in. So I put these raspberries in, which are Glenample raspberries from Marshall's Seed Company. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put 9 in all together. They're doing very well. Then I've got a few weeds. All this needs weeding, which we'll get on with. All that, look, they're raspberry offshoots by the looks of it. They all need digging out. And then the ones that were here previously that I haven't put in was this row here, which I believe are golden raspberries. They're starting to come through. I think they'll need pruning a bit more when they start to come through. I'll see what's growing and what in. Cut the dead off. And then I was telling you about the hose pipe that I was going to do. I'm actually going to put it somewhere here, or on this corner here somewhere. A stake, maybe a 3 or 4 foot stake, and put it into the ground, hammer it into the ground, and then the water supply is actually down here. So with that green hose that I was talking about, I was going to make a length and then plug it straight into this water point here, like that. And then when I need it, just run that hose out along here to my standpipe, if you like, at the corner. And then I've just got water when I need it. I know it's only another few foot, and you could say, well, just run your hose out, but I like the idea of a little tap at the end here. Quite like it. So we'll see anyway. I could even dig it underground and leave it plugged in all the time, I suppose. Dig it under surface of grass. Something to think about. So walking down the other side, showing you everything now. Oh, these paths, I've got an idea with these paths as well. So I'm going to dig up all that bark, obviously keep it and reuse it. But where the raspberries have come through, and them raspberries have come all the way from up there, apparently, somebody was telling me. All the way up there, and then they've come all the way down here and grown right under here. So we'll dig all these out best we can, and then I'm going to put some weed membrane and then put some bark back on top, which will hopefully help keep those down and stop them coming any further. I might even put some plastic sheeting, 6 foot down, 6 inch down, to try and stop them. Like some perspex sheeting or something like that, or some wood. I'm not going to do much with that. Probably leave that path just as it is. And there you go, back to the potatoes. I think, not too sure, but that can't be a potato coming up already, surely. Is that a potato? If it is, guys, let me know. I only put them in 2 weeks ago. There's another one there. Yeah, probably look, no, it may, there'll be weeds, but yeah. So the varieties that I've put in here are Rocket in these two beds here. Rocket. These two beds here, Pentland Javelin, and these two beds, this one and this one, Charlotte's. And the ones that I had left over, I got some left over which were the first earlies. I think the Pentland Javelins I'm going to put in them grow bags I was showing you earlier and see if I can grow them from them. I think my mother's going to have one of them and I'll have another two. That should be about right. So yeah, here we go guys, maple veg patch. Lovely morning. People are starting to stay. You can hear some commotion here and there. There you go. That idea's changed yet again for our little plot of land at the side of the shed. But I've got an idea of building my own greenhouse anyway, so. Right guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following us on our journey. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, jump over to our Facebook page, you know how to do it. And follow us. Any tips, hints, any comments that you think we should be doing, we're not doing, anything like that, you know the score. Just let us know. We like criticism, constructive criticism, and we take it on board. So remember guys, thanks for joining us and keep gardening.